Netflix just lost the deal to buy Warner Brothers, but its stock price jumped. Why is that? So Netflix had a deal on the table to buy Warner Brothers for $27.75 a share, specifically for the studio and the streaming assets. Add all of HBO Max's subscribers to Netflix's 325 million subscribers, you get a behemoth, a very attractive business proposition, while also being a very risky regulatory and antitrust one. The offer was basically accepted by the board of Warner Brothers back in December. It was looking like a done deal until David Ellison, son of Larry Ellison, who is now running Paramount, decided he wants to buy Warner Brothers. For Paramount, this is existential. In order to just compete in today's landscape, they need something like Warner Brothers. So they get really aggressive. They make not one, not two, 9 offers total to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery. Warner Brothers rebuffed their advances over and over to the point where CEO David Zaslav was ghosting David Ellison, who kept texting him. But David was not about to take no for an answer. He threatened a tender offer. He threatened a proxy fight to force Warner Brothers back to the negotiating table, and he eventually succeeded. He made them an offer they couldn't refuse, a juicy one at $31 a share, plus a bunch of sweeteners, like offering to pay the breakup fee that otherwise Warner Brothers would have to pay Netflix. Plus, he had his father put up a personal guarantee of over $40 billion backed by Oracle stock to cinch the deal. And he pulled plenty of strings in Washington because deals like this live and die on regulation. Paramount wins the deal, $111 billion total, including a bunch of new debt. Netflix bowed out. They said, the math just isn't mathing for us anymore. Plus, Netflix shareholders were not very excited about this whole prospect from day one, which is why over $100 billion was wiped from Netflix's market cap since they announced that they were going to enter this bidding war. But the thing is, these shareholders are probably right. Netflix is probably now better off for a few reasons. First of all, they get $2.8 billion for not doing the deal, and Netflix has basically forced an emerging rival to overpay for an asset that includes cable TV, which is obviously increasingly worthless. Paramount's final offer was 63% higher than their opening offer, basically maxing out their credit card. They're now saddled with a bunch of debt, which makes it harder for them to invest in content and compete for market share. Also, Netflix is probably still going to access all the content it needs to from Paramount and from Warner Brothers through licensing deals. These two companies now have all that debt, so they're going to need that extra revenue. And lastly, in Hollywood, a lot of these media assets, they get bought, they get sold, they come around. If this deal ends up imploding in David Ellison's face, there's a very real chance Warner Brothers might even end up coming back around for way less of the cost. Big acquisitions might sound shiny and exciting, but they really depend on the price, how much debt did you have to take on, and also, can you navigate the challenges of integration? Follow me for more breakdowns of finance and business.